wherever you are. I hope your summer safe, surrounded by love, light, happiness, joy, abundance, and filled with so much faith. Real quick, can you do me a favor, please? If at any time any of this reading resonates with you, or if you're having a good time, or you like the reading, or the Divine Messenger 144K fan, um, please don't forget to hit the like button and share and subscribe and turn that notification bell on to all, and hit the hype button whenever that's available if you would like to. It really means a lot to me because it really does help out the channel tremendous. Okay, and I just want to thank you from the bottom up, but with all of my heart, to everybody who does watch, comments, subscribes, hits the like button, and and definitely hits that hype button. That hype button helps a lot. So, and I just want to thank you. And may God bless your beautiful souls tenfold, and may God bless your, whatever you're working on tenfold as well. In Jesus' name, I pray. Please keep in mind within watching any of my readings and anything. What the heck just happened? Sir, just please keep in mind within watching any. Why that just changed? That was weird. All right, but yeah, sorry. Please keep in mind with watching my ratings or anything that I post that you are in understanding and agreement that I am not reliable nor responsible for anybody's actions but my own. So please only take what resonates, and leave what does not resonate for whom it resonates for. Remember, he could be she could be he, or roles could be reversed. Just don't make anything fit that doesn't fit, because you don't want to break your beautiful divine puzzle. With that being said, I pray you're all having a beautiful and blessed day. Somebody could be trying to curse you. Okay, so I don't know what just happened, but out of nowhere, I was listening to um, the normal frequency I usually have on in the back, and as I was doing the intro, it like skipped and went to the burn away curses, evil eye, and negative energy. So somebody could have been trying cursing you, all right? But which during the pre-shuffle of this reading, okay, off camera, first of all, somebody stuck. Okay, when I was taking the cards out of the deck, it was saying there was the ones that got stuck in there was a third wheel enemy. Okay, what was it? The third wheel enemy. Somebody passed away. Okay, it was they either ended it with somebody, but I think somebody passed away. Okay, because it said they were sick too. But yeah, all right, I'm trying to remember what it was. All right, so they want to compromise because somebody passed away, and somebody is sick. Okay, so either somebody passed away from an illness, or someone passed away and this other person wants to compromise with you now because they might have even got some sort of like financial come up from this person's passing. I don't know if it was like a husband and wife or something like that. And but the good luck, good fortune, like the fortune card came out. So, or they're getting good luck for doing this, or like karma's, like getting off of their behinds for compromising with you, like stopping attacking or whatever this is. I'm not sure. Or it could even just be like this might even be somebody that's meant to be in your life, and there could have been a third wheel enemy that they were in a relationship, they could have been married to, or you know what I mean, or somebody that was causing problems with this person that didn't want them to see them with you or be friends with you. I don't know, something like that. But we're gonna find out. We're gonna dig deeper into it. Hi, honey. How you doing? I can't see your name. Is it Louisa? Is that how you pronounce it? Louisa? That's different. That's cute. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing your name wrong, sweetheart. Holy Spirit, Divine Spirit, what is the collective? Yeah, they're promising to compromise. Whoever this is promising to compromise. Okay, they don't want this sauce. Either this is somebody that like did you dirty, and somebody like, and oh, the stubborn card. Okay, it was somebody that was very stubborn and thick-headed. It was a third wheel enemy. The whole pre-shuffle off camera, the third wheel enemy was sticking up. Okay, it was there. Okay, and then up until the last one, then the third wheel enemy wants to compromise. So what I feel like it was is I feel like what happened was there was a couple, right, that was coming up against you, or like a group. They didn't have to actually be in a relationship. They could have been, okay, but and somebody, like it could be like a duo, or they're in a relationship and probably tried to curse you, tried to attack you, whatever they did, and they either ended it with somebody or somebody passed away. I feel like it was a passing. Okay, and the other person could be sick right now, and they could be afraid. And with that whole curse thing going on, okay, maybe they try to curse you, maybe they try to do some sort of death magic or something, and do some sort of illness spells on you or something. Okay? And now it's affecting them, and they're probably scared to death that that's going to happen to them. So now they want to come compromise or promising to compromise and leave you alone. This is the second reading in a row today that we got like a reading like this. Well, the reading I just did, somebody's is somewhat like that, where somebody's like gonna be working out. Yeah, some got homeless, failure, castaway, and poor. Okay, they could feel like a failure. This person, they could be left out in the cold because maybe the person that passed away could have, been one that was like supporting this person. They could have been just coming up against you because of the other person, and now they're either not in a relationship with that person, or they're ending it with that person, or the person passed. This is some weird energy here. Now they want to support you. Now they want to compromise and they want to support you, okay? And yeah. This person could care about you as well. They're worried though. Damn, the compromise. Okay, somebody could also be worried about being compromised for what they did. They're really worried and hesitant. They're confused, okay, as well. So, yeah. Look, there it is again, still. The third one in wants to compromise with you. They're definitely coming in to compromise. Holy Spirit, Divine Spirit, what does the collective need to know? What do they need to be aware of? Please and gracias. So it's not learning their lesson. Oh, no. Blessings in a reverse. And with that Five of Pentacles, that homeless card, okay? And I'm telling you, okay, the money bags was like they were with somebody, either in a relationship or they were getting paid from this person or relied on this other person. There was like a duo or a couple or something. They relied on the other person, and they're either that person passed away, which I feel like they passed away, or they're like, they ended it with this person. They lost their blessings, okay? Because that was like a blessing for them, was that other person, because they supported them. Now they're left out in the cold. They're broke down, disgusted. They got no fulfillment, okay? Their well-being is not good either, okay? And they're mad because you're over here, okay, that they haven't learned their lesson. This is why this happens, because they didn't learn their lesson, all right? And until they lost everything. This person did not, this one next probably not first, so yeah, it goes like this. But don't worry, you are okay. You got nothing to worry about, okay? This person that's not learning their lessons done lost everything, okay? Until they get a can of act right and getting the, turn herself around and getting the upright. But you're perfect fine, you're stable, you're in harmony, okay? And people are still accepting you. You have nothing to worry about. This person's putting on the front, acting like they're okay, but they're not. Their whole world can obviously turn upside down. Hi, Harold. How you doing, sweetheart? All right. They could have did this to get initiated into something. We have origin, initiation, creativity, and vitality. Also, your creativity, whatever you got going on, somebody was trying to snuff that out, okay? And that's not going to happen. Your people are also, whatever you're creating, whatever you're cultivating, whatever you're doing, okay, is very stable. It's going to be in harmony, and people are going to be accepting you. Somebody was doing some reckless, careless stuff, confirmation, okay, because they're jealous and they're envious of you, okay, and whatever you're creating, whatever you got going on, and because of your blessings, and they feel like they're not blessed. Maybe they don't think that they have any creativity, and they see how creative you are, or like how favorable you are, right? And they, like, this person is very jealous and envious of you, and they were trying to attack whatever you got going on. But don't worry, you're perfectly fine. You're getting justice. Justice is here. Somebody could be working with the initiation and justice, okay, and vitality. Somebody's creatively going to be bringing you justice. 22 and 11, okay, so 22, 11. Yeah, so you're getting justice no matter what, and it's also justice that, like, this person, they're losing everything and you're gaining everything, because it has to, the scales have to be balanced, right? You're there minding your dang own business, not doing anything, creating whatever you're creating, doing whatever you're doing, and you had a whole bunch of haters that hated you and wanted to come up against you. But I feel like someone here is about to creatively bring you some sort of justice here. Holy Spirit, Divine Spirit, what does the collective need to know? Oh, they're going through a natural disaster. Okay, but it depends on them. They can get through this natural. You're about to have a huge transformation in whatever you're creating, whatever you're cultivating, okay? Whatever you got going on, it's going to be in peace and harmony. There was somebody that was hating on you, that was attacking it, and attacking you, they're going to compromise. Yep. So, and with that justice, with the compromise, okay, I feel like someone's gonna find a creative way to bring you some sort of justice and to compromise with you, okay? So, because they didn't learn their lesson until they lost everything, all right? And just that stubborn person, yeah, they don't want to be left out in the cold. Also, whatever you're creating, so this person doesn't want to be left out in the cold. They were trying to do something to have you feel like a failure, to have you be casted away, and plus whatever, especially in whatever you're creating, they're trying to get people to overlook you and think that you're not enough or not like your product, whatever it is that you're doing, whatever you're working on, right? But you're going to have a huge transformation, okay, in whatever you're creating, because you're not going to be in the Five of Pentacles. You're not in the Five of Pentacles. You're coming up out of the Five of Pentacles, or you already are. This is the homeless card is pretty much the Five of Pentacles. That's what in traditional tarot, but it's in the reverse. You're coming out of lack, or you're just not in lack, right? So also this person that they don't want to lose out. They don't want to be left out in the cold from you. So they know that they're going through a lot of chaos, destruction, upheaval, and mayhem, but they're going to do the right things because they can survive this as long as they balance the scales out. They do what's right. They compromise. They repent. You know what I mean? They apologize for what they've done, give back whatever they took, or you know what I mean, and bring that justice. Okay, so now somebody's living in a nightmare because they were scheduled. They were trying to steal your blessing. See the blessing card? I don't know, because my plants are, y'all. My blessing card right here. They tried to steal your blessings. No, that's not happening. They were trying to take your blessings. They were trying to steal your creativity, whatever you got going on. That ain't happening. You're about to have some sort of huge transformation, okay, in a positive way. They're living in a nightmare because they're seeing that you're stable, you're in harmony, you're accepted, people are accepting you. They persecuted you. They did a lot, all right? Now they want to compromise because everything done backfired onto them, all right? They didn't want to learn their lesson, so now they're going to go through chaos, destruction, upheaval, and mayhem because of what they scheduled, the nightmare, the persecution, the darkness, the suffering that they made you go through is now going back to them because they were warned many a times. Leave that person alone because they're trying to mess with your blessings, whatever you're creating, and trying to steal from you. That's happening. So now they're going to be suffering in darkness, suffering in the darkness until they do the right thing. But the ball's in their court. As long as they do the right thing and they balance these scales out, they can come up out of this. Okay, they can come back from whatever this is. If this natural disaster, the Tower card, if it was in the reverse, they wouldn't be able to. It would be done. It would be, you know what I mean? It would be over, and they wouldn't be able to rebuild from what it was. Okay, but it is in the upright, so I feel like they're planning. They originally scheduled some sort of chaos and destruction, upheaval, and mayhem for you before, but you made it through. You're perfectly fine. Look, you know what I mean? Ian could be someone's name, but first, middle, or last, so this can be you or somebody involved in the situation. I'm strongly getting Ian is definitely somebody's name. But yeah, like from the whatever they done did, they try to cause some sort of crazy ass natural disaster in your life and persecuted you. They made you try to suffer in darkness. Right? They did this to try to steal some sort of blessing from you. All right, something they tried to write you out of the cold. They tried to leave you out in the cold of some sort of blessing that you did not yet receive, but you will be because it's coming back to you. And I feel like someone's like, now that they're suffering because of their own, by their own means, now they want to come compromise, and they're getting ready to do this. Why? They're arranging, they're scheduling to come and compromise with you, or we see that justice card. It could be with the justice system if it was something that was physically stolen from you. Why? Because they're suffering, they're in darkness, you know what I mean? They're not okay, and they want to be okay. They want to be okay. So. And they know that the only way they can fix this is by compromising, by doing the right thing, by repenting, giving back what they took. Okay. Somebody could have been trying to sue. We got a marriage here. There could have been a couple that was coming up against you, that was protesting, was rallying up people to come up against you. Somebody could be in a relationship with somebody that was a whole nightmare. Okay. We have protests. inadequacy, suit, and attention, and it's come to someone's attention. They don't want this. Could even be an ex-lover of yours, okay? Doesn't have to be, or it could be a couple. I feel more so like a couple that doesn't want to be left out in the cold. And I feel like the person that they were in a relationship with was making them do this, okay? Whoever they were messing with, or there was somebody else behind this that was making whoever this person is that wants to do the right thing, making them do it and making them come in. They probably, if it's an ex, if it's an ex of yours, then it's, you know what I mean, somebody, maybe they were like a side piece that they were hooking up with and they lied to them about you, you know what I mean? Or if it's like a couple that was coming up against you. Okay, so for instance, if this is an ex, if this is like one of your exes that's doing this to you, then it, like, they were hooking up with somebody, or somebody paid them, or whatever the situation is, to either invest in you and to treat you like crap, right? It's probably to steal something, right? And now they're regretting it because they're no longer with this person. That the whole reason why they were coming up against you, they're not with that person anymore, and they might even want to be with you. I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't take that person back, but and the relationship they were in was a nightmare. You know what I mean? They could have possibly been married, okay, and they didn't like it. The person changed, whatever the situation is. And I feel like the person like either separated, or if this is like a couple that's coming up against you, they're in a relationship with a nightmare, and they're like moving on from this relationship, and like their person was the one that was making them come up against you. You know what I mean? It's something like that. So it's either an ex of yours or like a couple, and the one person's no longer in the picture, whether they passed away or if they completely ended it. And they were getting this person up to protest against you, to try to get people to rallying up people to come up to try to get you left out in the cold, like spreading lies about you, doing like all types of careless, reckless stuff. And now it's come to their attention. This person, whoever this is, it's come to their attention. They don't want to be left out in the cold. They want to, you know what I mean? They want to, you might be suing somebody for what they done did to you as well. You know what I mean? For the nightmare, for the persecution, for everything they put you through, because this whole reading is going to be centered by this nightmare, the suffering, darkness, and persecution. Somebody might be getting into the divorce as well. Sweet dreams are made of these. Loneliness. Somebody's could be in isolation. They're very disappointed, okay, in their actions. They could be isolating. They could be very lonely right now. Somebody could have a health concern. Look at that IV right there, okay? Somebody in like that sickness. It was third wheel enemy to the death card. Third wheel enemy stubborn. Third wheel enemy illness. Third wheel enemy compromise. That was during the pre-shuffle off the camera. So I don't know if like the person was sick and they passed away, or if they ended with somebody, but I feel like someone passed away, or like someone's like sick, maybe they're about to be passing, something like that's happening. All right, yeah, this person's not going to triumph at all. They're not going to succeed unless they do the right thing, and they know this. They got zero success out of this risk that they took. They took a big risk, okay, by what they scheduled. They're trying to persecute you, trying to steal your blessings, trying to write you out of a blessing that was meant for you. They didn't learn their lesson, okay. They kept going through, and I feel like somebody did pass, and I feel like the person that passed is because they didn't learn their lessons, okay, and they were warned time and time again. And I feel like the other person is still here, but they're hanging on a thread, and they know like they need to do the right thing or else they're going to be next, and they're terrified. You see what I'm saying? But they realized they got no success. They didn't get any kind of victory by doing this, okay? You always are still okay, no matter what, even in the darkness. Like, you're always so adaptable to wherever. You're like a chameleon. You can adapt to whatever the surroundings are around you. It's because, you know, you're protected, you're covered. You know what I mean? Gift in the reverse. There was a gift here. It's a blessing. Look, there was some sort of blessing here that was supposed to, or they're trying to steal your spiritual gifts and your blessings as well, okay? But no, there's definitely here with the blessings in the reverse, a homeless in the reverse, schedule, and the gift in the reverse. So with the sweet dreams, yup, in the upright. So even, okay, there was something here that was yours, okay? Something that was yours. It was a blessing and it was a gift, okay? That somebody tried to write you out of. They tried to take it from you. And then what they did was they scheduled, like, they turned a lot of people against you. They tried to persecute you, try to make you lose your mind. They rallied up a bunch of people against you to make you, like, feel like you're going crazy, and so that you would look uncredible. So if you were to speak about whatever this is, if you were to find out or speak about whatever they took or try to write you out of, that you would sound crazy and nobody would believe you. Plus, they did a lot of things around you to make you look like you're crazy. Like if there's somebody walking by or just look from the outside looking in but didn't know what was going on, you looked crazy. You know what I mean? But it's because of how they strategically did everything, right? But now, somebody done passed. I feel like there's definitely somebody done passed. But whatever this gift was, this blessing that you didn't receive, that you're going to still receive, that they tried to write you out of, right? It was supposed to give you some sort of satisfaction and comfortability. They were supposed to like take a load off of your back, like to give you some sort of comfortability. It was supposed to set you up for the future, where you didn't. It's probably some sort of inheritance or like trust fund, something like that. Okay, and you didn't receive it yet, but you're going to get it. Don't worry, because whatever this is that they attempted to take or write you out of is still coming to you. It's, you know what I mean? You went through all the trials, the tribulations, and everything else, and now it's going to be coming in. You're going to have sort of comfortability. Somebody else is terrified, and they know the only thing they could do, whatever they scheduled, is completely a nightmare. They were in a relationship with a nightmare. Up against them, it's all backfiring. They got nothing out of this, okay? And they lost everything by trying to do this. And they know the only way to be okay and to get some sort of comfortability is to get back what they took, or to repent. Repenting means apologizing for what they did, confessing what they did wrong, and giving back, you know what I mean, giving back whatever they took. So that's what they're going to do. All right, somebody could have lost their spiritual gifts from this too. They didn't realize how protected you are and gifted you are, how tapped in you are. They're never going to go anywhere. Why? Because of your spiritual gifts, because of your protection, because of who you are. I see divas. So somebody could think that you're a diva, okay, or something like that. So a diva could be significant. And now they're very much so. This person can be lonely, but they're very much so disappointed in themselves. It can be isolating. This is supposed to get like, you know what I mean? Why did my music play? They were trying to bully you. They're very much so embarrassed because they got caught. Like, I caught this card. They're very much so embarrassed. Okay, people were gossiping about them. Okay, they thought that you were the easy target, just to find out they were the target the whole time. Why did my music stop? Hello. Whoa, hello. What just happened here? Somebody therapy increase. Somebody might need some sort of increase in therapy. You could sue this person for this too. All right, somebody could have got like bullied into like marrying somebody, or like trying to bully somebody into like having this relationship. And I feel like this person that's like gonna right the wrongs, I feel like they were bullied themselves by like, by their significant other to attack you, to do these things to you. All right, but they're very much so embarrassed by who they're in a relationship or married to. They wish they would have like never came up against you. There's evidence, there's proof of what they did. They could be under investigation. Evidence, detection, investigation, and proof. There's proof and there's evidence of them bullying you, harassing you, coming up against you, somebody's getting, like, there are some legal issues. We've seen justice card, we've seen the protest, and we've seen evidence. Someone's going to jail. They're going to jail. Confirmation. This could be a prayer come true, or a wish come true. But there's evidence, there's proof of them harassing you, bullying you, okay? And this whole couple, you're going to sue them, because there's a definite lawsuit here, because we had the protest to sue, the evidence and investigation and proof. All right, there's proof also in evidence. Look, 555. There's about to be a huge transformation coming in your life, okay? But yeah, there's also proof of what they tried to write you out of, this blessing that was a gift that was yours, that was left to you, that you did not receive. There's also proof and evidence of them, some about cyberbullying, okay? They could be invading your privacy. There's proof of them doing this, okay? They didn't learn their lesson. They wouldn't leave you the heck alone, you know what I mean? And yeah, they got nothing out of doing this, except for got themselves in a lot of trouble. And we have indulgence in the reverse. So this person has no joy, no friendliness, and not good interactions. Okay, they're not happy. They're not happy at all. Somebody could be like, they were overindulgent, like insanely invading your privacy. They were caught. There's something here about them like recording. They're caught. There's proof. There's evidence of them, co-create, like, going back and forth, trying with like talking, communicating with people about this natural disaster that they're going to schedule for you, the persecution. Like they're all talking, like, texting each other, emailing, or on the phone calls, like about talking about this whole plot and plan and how they're going to do to you. And they swore up and down you were not going to be able to succeed through this. They thought they had you. They thought you were an easy target. They thought you were sweet because they took your kindness for weakness. There's proven evidence of them invading your privacy too. Something about, look, they're in bath towels. Somebody could have had cameras in your house. They could have been recording you without your permission. There's also proven evidence of them like trying to put something in your drink or your food, to confirmation, to knock you out. What the freak is this? There's something here about you being recorded or something. Somebody put something in your food or your drink. They drugged you, poisoned you. They weren't expecting you to be okay. They swore up and down that you weren't going to be able to triumph this. They thought that you were, you know what I mean? They thought you were going to be an easy target. Now they're living in a nightmare. And there's so much evidence of them persecuting you, what they did to you. They never expected you to survive. They never suspected you to be able to turn this around and to go through hell, smack the devil in the face, and climb your way out. And not only just climb your way out of hell, but climb your way out and victoriously. You know what I mean? They never expected this. And there's a whole bunch of evidence of this whole thing. Yeah, you're going to definitely sue these people without a doubt. You're going to sue the crap out of them. There's evidence to prove of them rallying up a bunch of different people to come up against you. Now they want some sort of support. They want you to care. And there's also proof and evidence about how you supported these people, how you were caring and loving to these people. Because it also says parenthood, or patron and support, how you supported these people. Something about child support could be significant as well. This person, this couple could have been like in a relationship that looks like the same couple right there, right? Kind of, sort of. They could have been married to this person, or like had a baby with this kid, or thought they had a kid with this kid, something like that. There's also here something about something with kids. Look, as a child, this card, I'm not going to leave it here, but it would have went here. It's an underlining here. Someone secretly cares about you, but they had to fake the funk because of the relationship they were in. This person either has a child or was like, they were either married or there was like a kid or supposedly a kid. All right. But there's something here about a child doing something like not good about a child with a child. I don't know if it's like endangering the welfare or somebody was like trying to baby trap you. There's evidence of this. This is what their plan was, to either baby trap you or get in a relationship with you, marry you, then off you and get rid of you. And then to be able to take whatever this hidden blessing is, this blessing that you never received, that you were unaware of. You could have possibly babysit this child or a child or something like that. Somebody felt trapped, because of some sort of like baby, or they thought there's also like proof of somebody getting intoxicated while they're pregnant. Wearing a mask. Okay, maybe somebody pretended that they were pregnant. If this is an ex of yours, if it's not a couple, if it's an ex and the person that they were with, the whole reason why they're coming up against you is because they were in a relationship with somebody and they faked a pregnancy, or there was a pregnancy and they tried to say it was their kid, but it wasn't. Something like that. This person's very much so embarrassed. But if it's not an ex, if it's not an ex, it could be a couple. It could be a couple, and the same reason, like they had a kid together, or they were in a relationship or married or something, and the other one wanted to come up against you, but now they want to support you. Get ready, because here they come. Yeah, they ain't stopping nothing. They're trying to stop your life. That's not happening. This person they kept doing this too with the stop and the reverse. They weren't learning their lesson. They kept overindulging in drugs and alcohol, also overindulging in like trying to cause you a lot of pain and suffering, okay? And they wouldn't stop trying to make you suffer in darkness and causing you nightmares and persecuting you. This person was doing this relentlessly. They would not stop. Now they're going to get ready to get sued, okay, and go to jail. This person somebody wants to 144. Look, 144. there's some sort of like prompt arrangement that's about to happen, that they're about to get ready to get sued here. They're about to get locked up for what they done did. Okay? You're about to, if you had some sort of financial issues, you're getting ready to come up out of that, okay? Because you're about to get back everything that was taken from you. Whoever this was would not stop bullying you, gossiping about you. They're unwilling to change their ways. Now they're going to be ready. They're about to be getting ready to be, dependent on others because, you know what I mean? Everyone's turning against them. They're getting ready to get locked up. That's what's about to happen. Bitch, what I just say? Justice, they're going to prison. You're going to jail. They're getting ready to go to jail. Literally, getting ready to go to jail because they're under investigation. They're caught up for this. You're going to sue them. You're getting back everything they took. Okay? Somebody's tweaking. They're looking out like the windows every 2 seconds, afraid for the cops. Whoever this is, they know they're going to get caught. They had a feeling they're going to get caught. They did. You're getting justice, though. Now, somebody's finally getting the person that's going to do the right thing. Now that they're not around, whether this person passed away or they just ended it with this person, whatever the situation is, they're getting ready to think logically, probably when they get arrested or whatever, okay? Or they're getting ready to bring you justice and bring in proof and evidence, okay? For to bring you the justice, because now thinking logically, they're realizing this is the only way they're going to be able to survive whatever the hell they done did. That's the most logical action, is to do the right thing, give back whatever they took or whatever the situation is. You know what I mean? Because they're getting there no matter what. They're caught. They're busted. And they know it. Holy Spirit, Divine Spirit. And there's no coming back from this unless they do the right thing. You know what I mean? They're caught on 4K. Like, they're under investigation. Like, there's so much proof. There's evidence. Yeah, they took a bribe. There's proof and evidence of them bribing people. Endorsements, okay? Bribing people to come over here to look. Everybody that they were reaching out, who they were reaching, everything they got caught on their phones, on their devices, talking to people and everything else. They're, you know what I mean? They're getting ready to bring justice to tell them how they're paying off people to come over or bribing people to come over, and you know what I mean, to cause these natural disturbance. For some reason, I'm getting like there's something here about them, like it's like a recorded. The things that you went through, a lot of it was recorded. I don't know if it was like if you were like isolated a lot, if you were like in a certain place all the time, and they had cameras. I'm strongly getting that there was like cameras all over the place, like in your like hidden cameras or something, or maybe even cameras. I'm not sure, but I feel like there's like literally. A lot of it is caught, like there's no coming back from this. They have all the proof they need. They're stressed to freak out. Lacking sleep, you can hear voices and whatnot. Somebody's terrified. They fell for temptation and they got nothing out of this, and they're realizing they won nothing out of this. They got nothing out of whatever they were promised. Most of the people that were involved in this, that was promised everything, they didn't even get what they said they were going to get, because it all counted on they would get it as long as they got the gift. Okay, so they were like promising everybody all this stuff and saying that if they got rid of you, right? If they got rid of you, they would get this gift that belongs to you that they tried to write you out of, and that they were going to give them like a hunk of this money. Like, you know what I mean? Oh, get rid of them, or we just got to make them look crazy, incredible, and this, that, and the other. And then when, so that they can say that you're crazy, and either that you passed away, or say that you were so unstable. That's why it's recorded. Okay, they were recording you, all right, to make it look like that you were like, so that when they were doing all these like things to you, you look crazy. Because like I said earlier, on the outside looking in, you looked crazy if they didn't know what was going on. But it was because of the torture that they were doing to you, the persecution, the constant chaos. Okay, and they didn't expect you to crawl up out of that, right? And there's some sort of recordings, there's proof, and then plus there's evidence of it, because they were stalking you, they were watching you the whole time they were doing this, and it was recorded. And that recording, the cops are watching. You got to remember too, because like I feel like they had hidden cameras or something, or maybe you knew about these cameras. I don't know, but a lot of it is recorded, where they're seeing what you went through. There are also, not only that, there's communication, okay, but also, so like say for instance, there's there's a house that's wired for sounds, cameras everywhere. It's like hidden cameras. Nowadays, it's so easy to do that. It's like, you know what I mean? They have chargers, they have all types of stuff, right? Light bulbs that are cameras. But anyway, so, but, to say there's a whole house that's wired for town, right? I feel like there's a whole community, a whole town of people that come up against you. But, so like, and I know I'm getting this, like, say you're in your room and they're like banging on your walls, but there's nobody supposed to be home, and it's to make you go crazy, right? Yeah, but there's a camera that's seeing that person banging on your walls, right? And also somebody coming in, putting something in your food while you're sleeping, right? And like putting something in they're on camera doing that. They didn't think about that part. So the people committing the crimes and all the crazy things and make it look like you're crazy, they were planning on taking that footage or whatever and editing out all the stuff that they were doing, or they just didn't even think about it. And all of it's caught on camera, all of it. Like literally most of it, if not all. Plus, with them communicating back and forth with each other, plotting and planning what they're going to do next. And, people are wondering, like, yo, they didn't get what they were promised. Like, what's up? Like, where's my money at? I thought you said if I did this, that, and the other to so-and-so, you're going to give me this. And they kept, like, pushing them off, maybe giving them a little bit of something here and there. Like, well, yeah, we didn't get it yet. We got it, And you're like, they kept going and going for so long till some people are getting tired. They're getting sick and tired of doing this. You know what I mean? They're realizing, like, you're still going to win no matter what, because you're still perfectly fine. You're still over here having sweet dreams and everything else. You know what I mean? And yeah, there's evidence and proof of all of this, from the way they made you look crazy, the things that they did, something about playing with your phones as well, your devices, jammers. Now they're stressed out. They could have headache pressures and lack of sleep while you're over here having sweet dreams are made of these comfortability and lazy today. They thought it was going to be easy. They thought they were going to get a payout. But look, that gift, see how the eyes are closed right here? You didn't know about this. You were unaware. Eyes are closed. Eyes are closed. Right on both sides of the gift. You didn't know about this gift. It was something that was yours. That somebody else that wasn't learning their lesson tried to do some snake ass shit. Look, they're both winking. They were trying to do some snake stuff to steal it from you. They were stalking you, cyberbullying you, gang stalking you. They did the most. You're going to sue the crap out of them. When I tell you you're going to sue the crap out of these people, it's insane how much they planned it. They're doing so much. There's so much evidence here of what they were doing. They tried to make you lose your mind. And you know what I mean? And try to make you look like you're something that somebody has a brain aneurysm. Somebody begin having somebody has like a brain aneurysm or something. They tried to stress you out to the point of causing you an illness or disease, or like to have you either self-delete, or like the amount of stress that you went under that make you have a stroke or a heart attack or have a brain aneurysm or something like that. Something about possibly on the right side of somebody's head. It could be the left side, I don't know, but there's something here about some out of blow to the head, or like, I don't know if somebody got punched in the head or somebody hit their head really hard. Something about a head injury. Whether it's a brain aneurysm, maybe that's how that person passed away, or they're sick or something like that. Something about a head injury. Whether it's a brain aneurysm or somebody got knocked on the side of their head, beaten their head, something like that is significant. There's plots and plans of them, like, what they didn't expect was you to this was a huge risk they took. They knew it. They knew this was a huge risk, and they never expected you, with the amount of people they had against you. They never expected you to still be okay and to make it out perfectly fine. And not only just perfectly fine, but extremely satisfied, like comfortable and, content. They're like, what the hell? They're even wondering what's wrong with you. They're like, what's going on with this person? How are you so content in all this chaos? Like, like, I'm not. Now, when you're being persecuted during all the major darkness, say you got comfortable with the darkness, right? Like, not saying that you're allowed to turn you dark. No, you're just so used to all the chaos around you and all the darkness that was being thrown your way that, like, you just adapted. You adapted to it. You're just like, whatever, but you never allowed it. You still smiled, even all the darkness. Look how dark that card is, and it's like a grayer card, right? A gray could be someone's name as well. But, like, you still sleep comfortably, you know what I mean? Peacefully, and you see the stars that are around her head while she's sleeping. It's because, like, you're divinely protected. You are a star. Somebody's name could be gray. strategy. Okay, this is on the fence. So their strategy, their gift, what they thought they were going to do was to take this gift, right? You could have predicted this. You could be a mind reader, but something about you getting like downloads in your sleep. So make sure you're paying attention to your dreams. Make sure you are meditating and make sure you are praying. All right. So this is what their strategy was. Exactly what I just told you. To try to drug you up, poison you, persecute you, tear you down, gang stalk you, make you look crazy, this, that, and the other, right? So but that didn't work out. Okay, why? Because you knew what it is. Okay, because you predicted this. Maybe you understood the sign it, whatever the situation is. You made it out because of God, by the grace of God, right? Well, now this other person, okay, the one that wants to do the right thing, that's getting ready to do the right thing, they're trying to come up with some sort of strategy, and they're trying to figure out what do they want to do. The only way to make it through, okay, the best logical the thing they should do, because they're scared to death, okay, because now they're the one they're the one living a nightmare. The best thing to do to get some sort of comfortability, to be okay, the best possible outcome, because they know they're screwed. And the only way they can do this is by doing the right thing, by telling the truth. And that's what they're doing, because they know that they're under investigation. They know they're caught. So they're going to work against these other people and, bring you justice. Real estate, there could have been a house. This could have been even a neighbor of yours. This could have been a couple that was a neighbor, or somebody that lived with you in your home, or, you know what I mean? But you're about to get some sort of, they did all this for some sort of wealth. And look, it could be your ex, okay, that did this to get some sort of wealth. And, there could have been a house, or could have been, somebody could be a real estate agent. Don't have to be, but whatever you're doing, whatever you're focusing on, do not stop creating. Whatever you're creating, don't stop. They expect you to stop. Okay, don't stop creating, because you're about to get a lot of wealth. Okay, a lot of wealth. Whatever you're doing, just keep going. Don't stop. All right, you're getting ready. It's getting ready to happen. You're getting ready to come up out of poverty or out of lack, or whatever situation is. All right. So, and also now, if this was an ex of yours that's now getting a can of act right, what their plan originally was, the strategy was, they were bribed to come in, to get into a relationship with you, right? To persecute you, make you live in a nightmare, act like they were real close and they loved you, and then really the whole time they were plotting and planning to destroy you, right? But to get close to you, and then to poison you, to drug you, to knock you out, so that they can marry you possibly, and to steal it from you. But it didn't work out. Why? Because you broke up with them, or whatever situation is. So it's either an ex, or like it was a couple that was coming up against you. But you're about to get some sort of real estate, wealth, investment, and mega project, okay? But they were paid, like, to bully. They were bribed to come in to bully you for some sort of financial blessing. Somebody could have even got a house. It could have even been your neighbors. They could have paid for your neighbors to live there. You know what I mean? And that was part of their deal, like, or a roommate or something. And they were paid to come in to cause you chaos and everything. You know what I'm saying? But they're trying to stop your wealth and trying to stop your finances. They're trying to stop whatever you're creating, whatever mega projects you're doing. That's not happening. They're not stopping anything. They're also rallying up people against you to protest whatever your mega project is, whatever you're creating, whatever your work is, saying that your work is trash, or, you know what I mean? There's, going behind, leaving like false reviews and like false reports about you. They could have been calling up your work, if it was like a workplace, and making up lies about you, following you. They were doing the most. You could be a reader, don't have to be. If you are, you're getting attacked by so many people. Okay, if you're a reader, you're getting attacked, especially if you're a good reader. You're getting attacked by people you never met and you never will, because you're exposing the truth. You know what I mean? Somebody be begging for mercy, All right. If you are a reader, just make sure you don't abuse it, okay? Do not take from anybody. Do not play around anybody's energy. The karma, don't do fake readings. Don't allow anybody to bribe you to say a reading a certain way, to lie. The karma for that is something severe, and whatever you lie about will happen in your life. So don't do that, okay? So anyway. Perseverance. Somebody's not going to persevere, and they know this. I think it was on the fence, but I'm not sure if it was on the fence or in the reverse. I think it was, I'm not sure. It was either on the fence or the reverse, okay? So the only way this person's going to persevere is if the one I feel like somebody didn't persevere. I feel like somebody passed away. Okay, I feel like, and the other one's getting ready. The other, you know, because they're afraid they're going to be next, right? So I feel like you could be a reader, or there was like a practitioner or something, or there, you know what I mean? Maybe you do a reading, but you don't do it for other readers, like for other people. Like maybe you just do it at home. I don't freaking know. But there's evidence of them like go to probably a practitioner or something to come up against you. I feel like it's more so like a practitioner. And that person might not be able to persevere. We have professional in the reverse. Some sort of false investigation they had you under as well. You're going to sue them. Somebody could have lost their job. They're mad because they have no talents. They have no gifts, okay? They try to take yours. We have fate, okay? Yeah. You could be a reader. They were into like a practitioner or something. They're overindulging and getting readings done on you. It's in the upright. If you're a reader, everything you post, they're watching everything. They're hiding behind fake accounts, leaving stupid comments saying that it's not right and trying to get people to walk away from you. Don't let them, don't let them bother you, okay? It's not going to happen, okay? You could definitely be a reader with this fate card here, with the mind reading card right here on the fence, with the gift in the reverse, okay? So somebody maybe didn't realize about your gifts, your mind reading gifts, or like your fortune telling gifts, or your, reading gifts, whatever you're doing. Somebody could have been trying to steal your spiritual gifts. Somebody was definitely trying to bribe a reader to lie about you. Do not do that, okay? You better not do that. Any readers on this channel, I'm telling you right now, don't ever do that. You have no idea what's going to happen, the karma you're going to get for that. Do not do that. So maybe somebody, if you are a reader, or like, I feel like you have some sort of major spiritual gifts they did not know. They didn't know you had. And I feel like if they knew that you are as gifted as you are, like spiritually gifted, like, your intuition, or if you're a reader, if you're a fortune teller, like you can read minds, they didn't know this. If they would have known that, they probably would have never did this to you, because they know that you'll be able to find out real easily. Somebody could have lost their job. Somebody could have did this in a job, in prior jobs, okay? Somebody's about to lose their dang on job for real, okay? But somebody could have, they tried to, like, some about, like, having problems at workplaces in the past. They could have made you lose your job. They're also like somebody you trusted. Anytime you would go for like a job interview or whatever, if you would confide it in this person, or you put them down, if you told them about this, they would go ahead and, like, or if you put them as like one of the people to call, your references, they would say that you were the worst worker, or they would say you were the worst person, and they would sit there like, yeah, I told them such good about you. They would talk so much trash about you. Because they're jealous, they're envious. They didn't want you to work. They wanted you to rely on them. They didn't want you to end up losing everything. They didn't want you to claim and to have any independence at all. They wanted you to have to rely on them, and so they can keep an eye on you at all times. They wanted to know, yeah, they're about to be begging for mercy, and this is fated for them to happen, to be begging for mercy, okay? Somebody could have had it. Never mind, I say that. You're very kind, okay? You're very kind, very friendly. And their strategy now is they're going to like a reader or something. They're figuring out what they should do. And the person's telling them, like, you need to leave that person alone. Okay, you need to go give back whatever you took. And you know what I mean? You need to do the right thing. But it's fated for this person to end up, the only way that they're going to do the only way that they can get, any kind of money or anything is by doing the right thing. Somebody was getting readings on you all the time, but somebody was definitely bribing, okay? Trying to bribe a reader. And there's also proof and evidence. Always ask God to show you who you can trust, to guide you to the right readers, okay? If you're getting a personal reading done, especially if you're getting a personal reading done, okay? But anyway, always have them there. And if you are a reader, they tried so hard to destroy your platform. They completely tried to. All right, just keep showing up, keep going. Just don't do anything crooked, and you'll be fine. You'll be mortified. You're gonna be amazing. Okay, but they're not only that, they're caught like paying practitioners, okay, to try to steal your gifts, your abilities, and everything else. They could have been like trying to, you know what I mean? There's somebody also that was hiding behind. They're paying for readings done on you, acting like they were you, to see what's going on and what's like, faded for you. You know what I mean? What's to come, so that they could try to steal it, stop it, and block it. But I feel like a good reader ended up realizing what they were doing and knew that it wasn't you. And I feel like this person's actually like working against them, possibly. They're going to crooked ones trying to steal your blessings. So, or it could even be a karmic reader that's doing it too. That's why if you're getting a personal reading done, before you get a reading done with somebody, okay, tell them you do not give them any permission to take anything, distort anything, swap anything out, or manipulate anything. Let it be known. Say that to them. Don't feel weird saying this. Like, say it to them, okay? You're paying them, right? So tell them that. And if they feel some type of way or they get angry, do not go to that person. The only reason why they would get mad or go off on you is because you beat them to their punch and they can't manipulate. You know what I mean? Because you're not agreeing. Because once you pay that reader, right? Once you're paying them, you're like, all right, go ahead. You didn't establish boundaries or whatever. You're pretty much, that payment is like your consent. You didn't tell them not to do it. You know what I'm saying? So make sure and it's a personal reading where they can go in, they can, you know what I mean? If they're into the darkness and stuff, they can do reckless, careless shit like this. So you need to be, and if they're like, no, you know what I mean? A good person, they would understand that. And they're like, no, I would never do, I would never do that. And they would be understanding, and they would just say, no, but like that, no, you don't got to worry about that here. You see what I'm saying? But if they get angry or irritated, they'll, you know what I mean? It's because they're mad because you caught on to it. Someone said that card isn't landed right over it. They gained absolutely nothing by doing what they did. They know it. This is the outcome, guys. The outcome is, it's fated for them to have some sort of sickness, illness, or disease. They try to weaken you by persecuting you. Okay? Somebody has a sickness or illness that won't go away. Somebody's scared to death. Somebody would put something in your food to try to cause you some sort of sickness, illness, or disease. They're mad because you're okay. They paid a practitioner to attack you. Their strategy was to cause you some sort of sickness, illness, or disease. Put something in your food, poison you, drug you, whatever this is. Something where you wouldn't persevere, right? Because they're definitely trying to stop your business, whatever your business is, whatever you're creating. Especially if you're a reader, or if you're somebody that predicts the future or something like that. They're definitely trying to do that. Why? Because they didn't want you to gain shit. All right, but they gained nothing out of this. Why? Because they're not stopping anything. They're getting ready to lose everything, a business, their job, everything that they've been attacking in your life. It's going back down. They didn't gain absolutely nothing. They're not confirmation. They're not stopping anything, and they're not gaining anything from you. Everything they took from you or tried to take, and everything they did to you has been discovered. It's all on proof. They have all the evidence they need. They're going the hell away. It's over. It's done. There's nothing they can do. They're getting ready to lose everything. Blind. And if there was a practitioner or a reader or something like that was mixed in, they definitely were. Okay. But there was a good one too. All right. But it's also fated for them to have some sort of major sickness, illness, or disease that won't go away, that they're not going to persevere from. And that's why, like I said in the very beginning, that's why somebody wants to do the right thing, because they're scared to death and know they're not going to persevere unless they do the right thing, because they try to attack your health. I don't know if somebody puts something in your food or your drink and they're supposed to take you out, and somebody, if you were smart and switch the drink or something, or the food or something like that. And I feel like the good reader, somebody that was trying to get, they were paying practitioners and readers. Somebody was overindulging in readings on you. And there was a good reader, the one that realized what they were doing. You know what I mean? Because they were going to readers trying to getting personal readings on, pretending to be you. But the good reader, they realized it wasn't you. They looked more into it. This reader looked more into it, and they seen what's going on. I don't know, but it might even be the reader that's bringing you justice. It's working maybe possibly with law enforcement. I feel like the reader, I feel like might do good stuff, all right, and the good reader though, and I feel like they're going to be doing, you know what I mean, trying to do something to help you out. if you are a reader, they're doing a lot. That they're going to try and do they're trying to do something to get you to be sick so you can't show up for work, but you never end up sick. They're trying to do, if you're a reader, they're doing a lot to try to silence you. Because they don't want you to gain anything from your work. And they're trying to bully you out of your spot. They're about to lose everything now for this, though. Something about a hidden family or a blind family, okay? They feel very awkward, okay? They're afraid of the unknown. Somebody could have vision problems. They try to curse you and your family, and they curse themselves. Curse backfired. They're stressed out because it backfired onto them and their family. They might not even realize it. They might not even know about this. It could have been a hidden family. It's cursed. Now they're all stressed out. Why? Because you love yourself too much and you're innocent. You didn't do anything. It's unwarranted. That's why it's very important to stay being a good person. And even though these people, during all of this that you were going through, you still stayed pure. You didn't, you know what I mean? You got comfortable and like you got used to it. You got immune to all the bull crap, right? But like you never allowed the darkness to turn you dark. You just got comfortable in it because it was happening. Like so much was happening to you. You know what I mean? You're just like, yeah, whatever. You're just like immune to it. It's like you know what I mean? It doesn't affect you. Like you're like whatever. Do you like it? Absolutely not. But you dealt with it. You understood the assignment, and now you're moving forward. Okay, and you still stayed pure, and you didn't do no reckless, careless stuff. What they expect you to do. You know what I mean? To give them a doorway and that's why if you ever catch yourself, you know, doing anything wrong to somebody, you need to repent like immediately, okay? Because if you don't, confirmation, that doorway opens up and you're giving them legal access to, you know, to attack you, a legal right to attack you. That's why you got to be careful for what you do, what you say to people, how you treat people, treat others the way you want to be treated. If you don't want it done, you know what I mean? Don't do it to somebody else. It's common sense. It's just like, you know what I mean? It's just common sense. Now they're in danger because you love yourself, right? Now they're in some sort of danger. They're in some sort of accident. There's proof. There's evidence of them doing this. Trying to put you in some sort of danger. Trying to cause you some sort of accident. And I think like somebody was trying to do, like, I don't even know if you're like, somebody really wasn't thinking logically at all. And if you are a reader, I don't know why I'm getting this for somebody. I feel like there's somebody who is like a reader, or like you read palms, or you do something, okay? And somebody was planning to get rid of you. I don't know if you have a big following or something, and they want to take over whatever you had. Like, but they don't have the gifts. They don't have the gifts. And if you are like, there's also other people that are trying to pretend to be you and like probably stealing whatever your ideas are, or your readings, and pretending like they're theirs or some weird shit. They're gonna get major karma for that too. That they don't even have the blessing. They don't have the gift, and yet they want to get rid of you and take over it. Like, what kind of weird shit is this? And they definitely had you under some sort of like false investigation, like illegal ass investigation. They're going down for that too. You're gonna sue the crap out of these. There's so much proof. There's so much evidence about these people. They're done. They are done. Done. Mm-mm-mm. Yeah, see, they were told if they got rid of you, right, then that's what the other person's trying to say. The one that was promising them everything, like people are going back and forth. They're like, yo, where's my money? Where's this? Where's that? You said if we do this, that, and the other, you know what I mean? Then you would pay us. And they're not getting what they were promised. And what the other person's trying to go back and they're trying to tell them, like, no, you're not getting it. Yeah, you caused like all this chaos, but you didn't triumph over this person. So no, you're not getting it until this person's like, it's like you. They expected them to take you out, like to be the hitman, and they're like, no, you just told me if I did this, that, and the other, then you would pay me this. And then like they're going back and forth, and I don't know if that's what it is too. It could even be somebody like that was promised, you know, whatever if they did this to you, and they've been doing it. My left ear's ringing. They've been doing it for so long, and because you're still standing, okay, now they're sick. You know what I mean? They're over here having sweet dreams and whatnot. But you know what I mean? Like they're like, no, it's been going on for how long? For how many, you know, years or however long it's been, and you're not paying me. Confirmation. And then that person's getting sick and tired, like, well, you know what, F you. We got all this proof. Let's just, how about we just, you want to try and ruin this person's life? What are they going to do with that person that they got beef with now too? So they're like, F it. They know they're already caught, and they're probably like giving all the information and proof and evidence to the cops because they were promised something they never got. And not only that, they got it themselves in so much bad karma. Everything's backfiring onto them. And then plus, they didn't even get what they were told they were going to get. And the person's trying to say, well, we didn't get it yet. They're still here. We got to get rid of them. We got to, you know what I mean? And I don't know if they think that the other person that, like, bribed them, you know what I mean, that came up with this strategy, I don't know if that person was like, if they think the person got it and is lying about it, and, like, it's just not paying them. Somebody's like, they're setting them up. So now this person's thinking logically, and they're like, oh, we ain't doing this. And whoever this is has all the proof. There's all the evidence. There's all the evidence. It might even be like a crooked cop, investigator or something, or whoever was in charge of like the videos, or like the, you know what I mean, surveilling you. You know what I'm saying? But that there's all the proof and evidence in the world. Somebody was definitely putting something in your food and your drinks for sure. They were poisoning you. Poisoning and drugging you. Knocking you out. They did a lot. Baby, when I tell you, you passed the test. Look, test. You passed the test. And I just seen the O there, so you have no more. Yeah, you passed all the tests. Something about an oral test, okay? Something about one speaking on. And there's proof. Like, look, there's so much proof, okay? And you passed all the tests. Holmes could be someone's name. Holmes or Homeland Security. Or something Holmes. Homeland Security could be significant too. Or like some about a pH. Somebody's pH balance could be off. Lance could be someone's name. Let not your heart be troubled, neither let it be afraid. John 14:27. That's it. Be of good comfort. Your faith has made you whole. Matthew 9:22. September 22nd could be significant. Fatalism is fatal. Like somebody has some sort of fatal disease or illness or something that's going to take them down. Or did. And that might have been somebody that did. That's what they plan to do. They're poisoning you. And they're wondering why you're perfectly fine. They're like, how the hell? This person should not be here anymore. The city could be significant. They thought that there was something about less. They thought there was something here about something less, okay? They either thought less of you, or they thought they were higher than you or something like that, or they got less than what they said they were going to, and they didn't gain anything, or if they got something, it was like way less than what they said they were going to get. They gained not even a good lesson out of this either. Like they're not learning their damn own lessons. Confirmation. McNally could be someone's last name. McCormick, something with a Mick, could be something like a Mick last name. McDonough, McMahon, Holy Spirit, Divine. Any of these names could be your name, somebody involved, or passed on loved ones, first, middle, or last name. Deanna, Randy or Randall could be someone's name. Holy Spirit, Divine Spirit. I don't know if I should take that. Mystic, or Laura. I'm not sure if I should take it because it kind of like went back over. I'm not going to take it. Use it if you want to. Kev. Kev. Holy Spirit, Divine Spirit. What are some names involved in the situation? Please and thank you. A Virgo. You could be a Virgo or something around Virgo season, or there could be a Virgo, a good Virgo in the mix. Gabe or Gabriel. Archangel Gabriel is guiding and protecting you. Rima? Rima? Is that how you say it? Rima? That's one thing. Trayshawn. Holy Spirit, Divine Spirit, what are some names involved in the situation? It's something that you predicted, okay? You're okay because you're like your intuition. You already know the future before they do. And it's some sort of spiritual gifts that you got. And that's why you're okay because you're safe because of God, first and foremost. Let's just put that there, okay? It's because of God is protecting you because you always know. They didn't realize this. They didn't realize how tapped in you were. They didn't realize you were spiritually gifted. Maybe you get dreams, okay? Maybe or downloads. I feel like you get some sort of downloads in your sleep. Pay attention to your dreams. Did I say McNally? I keep hearing McNally. Donahue or Mick Donahue or something like that. Denise or Dennis. Roy. Okay. Bella could possibly be, because I caught these cards. So any of these names could possibly be getting ready to lose everything. Their job, their profession, and everything, and it could be under investigation, okay? Because I caught all these, and they also landed right there. Bella, Libby, Harris or Harrison, Melody, okay? Somebody's brother, and Adam, or Adams could be someone's last name. Ralph could be another one, too. Shirley Ann. Step family, Mitch or Mitchell. Courtney, Ronald or Ronnie. Cox could be someone's last name. Lisa, Melinda, Simpson, Bubba, Simon could be something. Black, George. Yeah. Taurus, Dakota, California. Renee, Reuben, Sandra or Cassandra, that dirty bitch, yes, that hoe. The one you were thinking of. Kev or Kevin Williams. Yeah. And that is it, my darlings. Alright. Till next time, remember God loves you, so do I. Spread love, not hate, always. And please do not forget to give God, Jesus, and the Holy Spirit the utmost love, respect, gratitude, and appreciation for all that they do in our lives. And please, if this resonated with you in any way, shape, or form, if you had a good time, or whatever. If you like, please don't forget to hit the like button. Please hit share. Please hit subscribe, and please turn that notification bell on to all, so you can always be updated whenever I put another message out there for you guys. And also the hype button. And thank you to everybody who has been hitting the hype button. It truly does help out tremendously a lot. Just watching every comment, okay, helps this channel grow. Every like, every view, you know what I mean? even the hating comments. That's why I never delete the hating comments, because you just help me help my channel grow. The more comments, the more, you know, and the more views and the more likes and everything, the more the video gets pushed out. You know what I mean? And so thank you, especially the hypervine, that helps out like tremendously apparently. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And thank you, Janet and Jenny, Ginger and Jenny. Both gens, it's awesome. God bless your beautiful souls tenfold in Jesus' name, I pray. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Absolutely love you guys. Appreciate you. And I shall see you later. Thank you guys. God bless. You're welcome, honey. All right, guys. God bless. Have a good day.